thanks for bringing in your buddy today, McGruff, from the police department. Appreciate it. And, McGruff, did you bring in a special guest too?
Yeah,
all right.
Betty did.
Who's that?
Let's bring him in. This is Officer Wallace.
Sparky, thank you for inviting me and asking me to talk about bike safety today.
All right. Yeah, so today we're going to cover some bike safety with Officer Wallace and Sparky and McGruff, and we're going to have a good time. Yeah. Thanks.
Sparky, I know you're itching to get out there and enjoy the beautiful weather and ride your bike. But before we do that, we got to make sure that everything on your bike is working correctly, and we have to make sure that the bike is a good fit for you. Do you know how to do that? No? I'll help you. First of all, you want to make sure that the bike fits you, right? Best way to tell that a bike fits is to stand just like my buddy McGruff is over the bike and make sure that you fit comfortably standing there. You want to have ideally 1 to 3 inches of space between you and the top bar of the bike. Second, Sparky, do you know your ABCs? Do you know your ABCs of bike safety? All right, let's go through them together. A stands for air. You want to make sure that there's ample air in your tires. You do that by giving your tire a good squeeze, and it shouldn't give very much. If you need any more air in your tire, ask Mom and Dad to give you a hand. Find an air pump, the hose nozzle, and pump it up until you're good to go. B stands for brakes. You want to make sure that your brakes are working correctly. You test that by lifting the bike up, spinning the back tire, and then giving your brake a squeeze. Looks like the brakes are working perfectly. And finally, C stands for the chain. You want to make sure that the chain is oiled, connected correctly to the gears, and you can also give your bike a lift, give your pedal a spin, and make sure that the chains work with the gears and turn the tires. Perfect. And then last but not least, you want to make sure that your seat is tight, that it doesn't go up and down while you're driving, and you also want to make sure that your handlebars are on nice and tight as well. Sparky, I think you're good to go. Should we try a helmet? I think we'll have to get you a different helmet, Sparky. Yeah.
Oh, hey, thanks, Officer Wallace. I heard you guys talking about wearing a helmet.
Yep, you should always wear a bike helmet when you're riding your bike.
Oh, cool. You know what? I got a helmet. Am I ready?
That's a really cool helmet, but not good for riding a bike, no. Okay. You got something else?
I do. Hang on. Okay.
Again, a really cool helmet. McGruff, what do you think? No. You got something else?
Hang on.
That's definitely a bike helmet,
Yeah.
but not a bicycle helmet.
Really? Super safe.
It is, but not for riding bikes.
All right, I'm almost there. Hang on. Okay, Officer Wallace, I found a bike helmet.
Well, you're definitely getting closer. That's the exact right style.
Yeah.
Just not the right size. And it looks like it's damaged there on the side, too. Let's see if we can find you one that fits a little bit better.
So it shouldn't be damaged.
And it should fit correctly. And I can walk you through that if you'd like.
Okay.
There we go.
How's this?
Now you got the perfect helmet.
I do, okay.
You know how you can tell you have the perfect helmet?
I don't know.
It's fitting comfortably. Is it comfy?
It's really comfy.
And then you take your 2 fingers, put them right above your eyebrows, and you should fit the helmet perfectly right there. Looks like it's fitting correctly. And then, your chin strap should be tight enough
Okay.
that you can yawn, tip your head back and forth without it moving. It's not moving. And then your ears should be perfectly in the center of the V on the side of the bike helmet.
Oh, wow.
I would say this is a perfect fit.
Fantastic. Thanks, Officer Wallace.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right.
Wow, thanks for covering helmets. Now I know which helmet I should use when I go for a bike ride.
Always glad to help when it comes to safety.
Now, I see it's kind of sunny outside. What if I have to bike at night?
Well, you know, we don't recommend riding bikes at night, but if you have to ride at night, we recommend that you can see and that you can be seen.
Okay.
And the best way to do that is to see at night is to have a light on your bicycle. You want to have a light in front, and you definitely want to have a light in the back. And when it comes to wearing clothing, you definitely don't want to be wearing dark clothes like we have on right now. You want to have something brighter, whether it is a bright white, a bright yellow, or even a safety vest that we can throw on and ride our bikes at night.
Like this?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep. The key is to be able to see and to make sure that you can be seen by other vehicles on the roadway. Hi, Sparky. I know it was an accident. If you're riding your bicycle on the roadway, you always have to follow the rules of the road, okay? You know what that means? Stopping for stop signs, looking both ways before you go through an intersection, making sure that you have the right of way to do so. But before you go out on your bike ride, it's always a good idea to make sure that mom and dad know where you're going, how long you're going to be gone, when they can expect you back, and that you have permission to be out there riding a bike. If, for the friends at home, if you're under 10, we would prefer that you not ride out in the street, but instead that you ride either in your driveway, or if you can ride on the sidewalk. For our friends that are tuning in at home that are older than 10, you can definitely ride out on the street, but make sure you're riding on the right side of the road, and that you're riding as far to the right as possible. As far as when you're out driving on the road, do you know your hand signals to let drivers know if you're turning right or left? Kinda? Let's go through that together, all right? So if you want to face away from me, you're riding your bike, and you want to turn right, there are two things that you can do. You can take your right hand and you can point it straight out, and that indicates to the drivers behind you that you're turning right, or you can take your left hand and you can hold it up like you're making an L. And that lets drivers know behind you that you're turning right. In order to let drivers know that you're turning left, you take your left hand and you point it straight out. And then if you want to let the cars behind you know that you're stopping, you take your left hand and you make an upside down L. And that signals to all the drivers behind you that you're stopping. Make sense? You got it? All right, I see you got your helmet on. It looks like your bike's in working order. Have fun on your bike ride. Just make sure you're following the rules of the road, okay? Have fun, Sparky.
All right, we learned a lot about bike safety today. We learned our ABCs. We learned about wearing the proper helmet.
We learned about how important it is to be able to see and be seen when riding our bike at night.
Mm-hmm. And we touched on the rules of the road.
We did. Excellent. Well, we want big thanks to the Grand Chute Police Department, Officer Wass and McGruff. Thank you guys for coming today, helping us out. You really taught us a lot. You taught Sparky a lot. All right. So, remember, have a hoot. Experience better in the chute.
Bicycle, I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my
Firehouse Storytime is filmed on location with the men and women from the Grand Chute Police Department. All fire dogs are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Thank you for watching, and thanks to the Grand Chute Police Department for all their help. Don't forget to like, comment, and share us on Facebook.